I think that's what drew me into NFTs in the first place, is being like, oh shit, like I can put my art out there and not worry about printing. Like I was having such a hard time printing, finding people to ship my art. It was just like I'd do a commission, and then when I got done with it, I was almost like, is it even worth to finish this? Because I'm gonna have to ship this, and I hate it, you know? So whack is it's actually a term I used to use when I was growing up. I used to like say, "Oh, that's really whack," and I don't know why, but it seems like kids in Hong Kong say that a lot, and it kind of meant something that was unique, something that was interesting, that something that was cool. And then I moved here, and I just kept getting people telling me like, "Oh, that's not the definition of whack. It actually means something that's like, it has a negative connotation to it." And I was like, "Fuck you." I really like the word. And so I was like, I'm going to make this my brand because I think it's fun and it's cool, and it's unique to me, and it kind of brings me back to where I grew up and brings me the feeling that I'm building something that's very me. So that's kind of where the name came from.
I like that. Yeah, and that it definitely feels like that was something that the community that is, the Wackies community, they definitely seem to have embraced that concept, or at least they love being wackies. They just the when I've checked out your Discord, I see on Twitter that they really the community that you're building seems to have found something in your art or in you. And I mean, how did you
Yeah.
start that community?
So I think that the good thing about my community that I really appreciate is that we definitely like we approached things when we were releasing our collection in a way where we were like, okay, we need some time to be able to market. We need time for our community to be able to build before we release. But we didn't hire a marketing team. We didn't really like push go the whole 9 yards, which is what some of these collectibles doing. And so the growth that we had was really organic, and it was really, I mean, I know a lot of people say this, but like it was genuinely just people that would find my art through non-paid, non-like promoted Twitter posts. And so I think the people that are here, the people that are collecting my work, and the people that are, moving forward with me in this brand really do believe in the concept. And I think that they also identify with the concept of being whack. And yeah, and I think that was the goal from the beginning.
Yeah, I that it definitely it seems to be hitting a note. So that's kind of amazing. And you've been featured on like OpenSea a couple of times, right?
Yeah, I've been featured on OpenSea twice. I was lucky. I mean, I actually just like coincidentally knew somebody that worked at OpenSea, but I kind of hit them up a while ago, and I was like, "Hey, this is my art. I don't know if this is interesting to you, but I'd love a feature." And from there, it just kind of like I got that feature. Everything started rolling. Then my collector base started really growing, and it was just like dun dun dun, and it just kept going. And then the second time I got featured, I reached out to them and I told them, I was like, "Hey, I'm doing the second thing. I don't know if it's like policy for you guys to feature an artist twice," which it's not actually. So, and then I just saw my work up there. I think they said no originally, and then it was there. So I don't
They
know.
they can't stop you,
Yeah, I'm like, I will be on.
right? And so now you've done a couple of collaborations with other NFT artists too, right?
So I've done a collab. I started off in this space. I actually kicked it off with a collaboration with Gabe Wise, and I've worked with a lot of female artists actually on my previous collection. I worked with a guy Finestro, who did music. I've worked with Sheila, who's like known as Sketch Poetic, um, Perrin, obviously. Lots of really talented individuals.
Yeah. And are these people that you're planning to see this week at the conference, or do you have, connections outside of the work that you do?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I've been rolling around with my crew and also with people that I've been organizing things with, like Keith, the organizer at Party Animals. But I've seen Perrin here and there. I've seen Alex Alpert. I mean, these are all people that I met like a year and a bit ago on Clubhouse. And, regardless of where the space is right now, it's been really, really nice hanging out with them as friends too.
When you're looking for new inspiration or you're looking for new connections to, partner with, are you going to Clubhouse? Where are you looking when you're searching for those kinds of things?
I think in this space, like in terms of inspiration, it's really just about getting out there and networking. And I think, I'm always partial to doing something, in person, meeting people, getting out. I just think, it's the right way to do it. In terms of like getting inspiration with art, I don't know. I mean, I do my Twitter scrolling in the morning at the moment, the Twitter scrolling of doom. And then I do some Instagram looking, and yeah, I don't know. I think I'm really inspired by the individuals I meet that aren't in the space, actually, just the people that are in my life that inspire me, the people that I meet, doing whatever, that don't have any idea about the space, because they're the people that I make the art about. So I think inspiration for me kind of comes from a lot of different places, and then on a technical side, like moving forward and building a brand and stuff, that inspiration and that motivation comes from the people that are doing similarly successfully in the space. And I just kind of reach out and learn from them.
And so when it comes to sort of the business side, are you like, do you have any background in that? Do you have a mentor? Are you a mentor for someone else? Like where are you getting your ideas to build it out?
I worked in a business development department for a retail company when I was younger, briefly, and I would kind of observe how they were doing that. But honestly, I don't have a large business background, which is why I've been getting help from people who do. Because obviously, I think it's important to know where your specialties are and whether you're not. Um, I think it's really come down to like just reaching out to people that know how to put things in action. And I have the vision and I have the concepts. And it's been really good to meet people that can take those and just help me push that forward. But I know the basics, like, setting up a company, figuring where to do that, and, you know, all that.
So you're based in California right now, but you're from Hong Kong. Are you doing any travel related to this work or to any of, the other art that you're working on?
Yeah, I mean, I'm about to put up some work in Thailand. I'm not going to be there physically, but I've got I've got a bunch of exhibitions popping up around the world where my art's going to be featured, and or like, you know, the main focus. I'll be in Thailand. I'm actually going to be in Bali for a month in the week, and I'm going to do some things there. Yeah, I don't know. People come to me, and especially if it's international, and especially if it's like a small program thing, I usually say yes.
Good. I like that approach. And is this all related to the WACK brand, or is this separate?
Yeah, so I think in terms of the WACK brand, I haven't started uh, like selling clothing yet. We're still in our concept stage, because I think what's important to us is we're not making a merch brand. We're making another side of my art, which is clothing. So we haven't started exhibiting those items. And so everything that I do exhibit overseas or in the States is just kind of my NFTs or, work.
Okay. I get that. And along the lines of the merchandising, you've got, I think, a couple of surprises for your community here this week at NFT NYC, right?
Mm-hmm. I'm throwing an event on Thursday, the 23rd, from 6 to 8, in Soho. We're going to be showcasing my work, working with some really talented individuals in an AR department to basically just throw up my work in a space where you can kind of put these goggles on and walk around and experience everything that I have built in a kind of more immersive way. I think the goal with this was just to bring people in and really feel my work, because it's about emotion, it's about people, it's about relationships. And I think putting yourself into it puts you into my headspace. And so that was the goal, to give my collectors and the public an option to come in for 2 hours and really experience. We're going to have edible like art, weird drinks. Yeah, that's what we're doing. It's going to be weird. It's going to be whack.
Hey visionaries, thank you for tuning in. For more free crypto content like this, head over to realvision.com/crypto. You'll get early access to the most brilliant minds in the space to cut through the noise, get in-depth analysis, and get you ahead of the curve with unbiased insights.